We've all been through those awkward phases, right? Maybe you rocked a mohawk in middle school, some Jinko jeans and a wallet chain. Yeah, I've been there too. But it's just part of figuring out who we are. And sometimes it feels like that journey never really ends. Psychologists actually have a term for this called identity crisis. It's those moments when we shed our old skins and try on new ones, coming to terms with who we've been and who we want to become. The most prolific artists in any medium are often really gifted at this trait. And when it comes to professional wrestling, no one captured this internal battle quite like Bray Wyatt. Over his career, Bray didn't just create characters, he lived through these identity crises in real time, exploring the darkness, the light, and everything in between. From a demented cult leader to a twisted children's show host to a literal demon, Bray's characters were more than just gimmicks. They were reflections of his journey to find himself and a mirror for many of us watching. Identity is one of those things that we're constantly searching for, whether we realize it or not. And for Bray, this search was at the core of everything he did. When Wyndham Rotunda debuted as Bray Wyatt, the swamp-dwelling cult leader, it was more than just a character. He tapped into the fears of losing control, the allure of charismatic leaders, and our human tendency to seek meaning in chaos. The imagery was rich, the voice was hypnotic, and there was a depth to his word that made you question not just the character, but your own beliefs. But even at the height of his cult leader phase, there were moments of doubt and failure. Bray's storyline had its peaks, but it also faced backlash, criticism, and booking decisions that left his fans feeling frustrated.
Eviscerate your soul, then I'm gonna go down to Cracker Barrel and have some waffles overnight.
This wasn't by any means a gold standard narrative. It was volatile, it was a roller coaster of emotions, and in a way, that all made it feel more real. But here is where Bray's story took a turn for the best, maybe? You see, instead of letting those failures define him, he used them as fuel to reinvent himself. He leaned into this idea of transformation as both a necessity and an inevitability. In 2019, after a year-long hiatus, Bray would introduce us to his newest creation. The Fiend was Bray's most disturbing alter ego, a stitched-together abomination reminiscent of slasher films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th. But beneath the mask, there was a commentary on the concept of duality, the inner monster that we all carry, and the way trauma shapes who we become. Bray took the pain of his past failures, both in and out of the ring, and weaved them into the Fiend's story. This wasn't just a shift in costume. It was a reflection of a deeper, more personal journey. Through the Fiend, Bray wasn't trying to erase his previous mistakes. He was embracing them, acknowledging the ugliness, and using it to create something new. It was a reminder that identity isn't static. It's constantly evolving, shaped by the scars we collect and the choices we make. Now, it wasn't all smooth sailing for Bray Wyatt's career. There was a lot of ups and downs. At one point, it all came to a crashing halt. In 2021, he was released from WWE, a move that left fans shocked and wondering what had gone wrong. Here was a guy who had given everything to his career, taken massive creative risks, and then all of a sudden he was just cut loose. For most wrestlers, that would be the end of the story, a tragic final chapter in an otherwise incredible career. But not for Bray. After over a year away, he came back in 2022, and it wasn't just a return to the ring. It was a reintroduction to the man behind the character. In his return promos, Bray wasn't hiding behind a mask. He was literally showing us Wyndham Rotunda. Sure, he came out to Bray's theme, he held a lantern, the lights were dimmed, everything was par for the course, but the man standing in the ring was Wyndham. He opened up in a way we'd never seen before. And it was clear that this return wasn't just about wrestling, it was personal. But even with this heartfelt comeback, Bray's story took a very sudden and heartbreaking turn. His passing in 2023 was a tragedy that stunned the wrestling world and left so many of us grappling with unfinished stories and unanswered questions. It's like we were finally getting to know the man behind all those characters, and then suddenly, he was gone. And in a way, this leaves Bray Wyatt's legacy more poignant than ever. He wasn't perfect. He didn't always succeed. But he kept pushing the boundaries, trying new things, and finding ways to connect with people on a deeper level. If there's one thing that Bray Wyatt's career has taught us, it's that identity is not forever. It's not something to be held on to forever. It's not something you just find and it's just infinitely there, and there you go, that's you for the rest of your life. No, it's about struggle, it's about failure, it's about reinvention, it's about rising again from the ashes like a goddamn phoenix.
I'm just kidding, but seriously.
Maybe you're in a place right now where you feel lost, like you don't know who you should be, or you don't know what the next move is to be the person that you want to be. Or maybe you're afraid of embracing that next transformation because you don't know if it'll be the right one. But Bray's story is proof that it's okay to fail, and it's okay to not have it all figured out. What matters is that you keep going, keep evolving, and keep embracing every new chapter with the courage to be whoever you need to be in that moment. Because whether you're a wrestler, a creator, or just someone trying to find your way in life, the message is the same. Keep evolving, keep searching, and never be afraid to reinvent yourself. Let me know in the comments any wrestler, story, gimmick that absolutely changed your life. Because Bray did that for me. And honestly, without him, I probably would have never started this channel. So, if you have a moment like that, I would really like to know. That's what this is all about after all. Stories that last a lifetime, that keep us going, that unite us, and create communities. So whether you're a lifelong fan or someone new to this world of wrestling, I hope you stick around as we continue exploring stories like these. Stories that challenge us, haunt us, and ultimately help us grow. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and more importantly,